These scenes have been the norm for most of this very disappointing summer. Often wet and windy, and days on end with cloudy skies and cool temperatures. Up here in Lancashire, we feel that anyone living south of the Midlands don't really appreciate that they receive much sunnier and warmer weather. The weather that we've missed and craved for most of our rotten summer. These scenes have been repeated for most of our summer. On the 11th of July, I couldn't stand it any longer, as I started to cut back around the edges to give the garden a more tidy appearance. The constant wet weather has made the garden lush, swamping some of our garden paths. With this cutting back, the garden regains some of its identity, without spoiling the wild garden appearance. Our next door neighbours, Halil and Alia, have got the power washing bug, so I'll have to just put up with the noise until they've washed everything within sight. I'm pulling out some of our large daisies, which have swamped some of our plants that attract the bees. After making more space, I'm planting Monarda, bee balm, but because of the lack of sun and warmth, they might struggle this year. It's that time of year again, when the pond plants need thinning out. As I've been cleaning this pond out, I've just noticed the empty case of a dragonfly, so it's obviously crawled up this stem and it's fallen away. Yes, I'm going through all this weed slowly because now I've found 2 dragonfly larvae and it looks like a damselfly larva. The dragonfly larva has got all its wing casings there, it's ready for emerging nearly. So let's just see how many more we've got. Caddisfly. Right, I'm going to put one back in, alright. Well, here we've got a dragonfly larva. I'm not sure which one it is, but I've seen a few today. But this is why I've drained it into the pan, and now I'm going to go through it all and make sure that any dragonflies and that can go back in. Today I'm really enjoying the garden on this rare sunny morning. It's now mid-July and it's the height of the season for our meadowsweet. Over the years, ants have colonised our garden, especially round our shed and under the patio. They are active today because of the warmer sunshine. Our common spotted and southern marsh orchids are slowly going over. We've had around 20 flowers this year in the garden. This is what we've been waiting for, just a couple of hours sitting and watching the visitors to our pond, and so far there's been very few this year.
We've just seen a dragonfly that has emerged this morning.
The last couple of days has been sunny and the pond levels have dropped about 3 inches, so I'm topping up the pond with the rainwater I've collected off the house roof. If you sit back and observe, there's always little dramas being acted out around the pond. I found hedgehog poo in the garden, but as yet no sign of them during darkness, just the usual many cats that we have in our area. It's the last couple of days in July and we are back home after a week's holiday on the North Norfolk coast. The garden has changed again and the pond certainly needs another top up. This square stalk figwork must be about 8 feet tall. It's with all the rain we've had this year. But the wasps love the flowers. Our wild orchids are finished, but around the garden the purple loosestrife is adding more colour, along with the Crocosmia lucifer. The yellow rattle has seeded, and knotweed, the last flower of the season, is opening on our tiny patch of meadow. It's been a good year for the melancholy thistle, and the buddleia has opened, but as yet not a single butterfly. The bees are about, but again there's not many around. Most of the ragged robin has now seeded. I'm getting all this mud out because slowly over the years it's filling up the pond, so I'm going to take it out bit by bit. I've already emptied some and I'm going to spread it on the garden, making absolutely sure there's no creatures in it. Well, I've been cleaning the mud out of the bottom of the pond. I've found a dragonfly larvae case. We've obviously had another hatch. You can see its whole wing casings and everything, and it's flying around somewhere, but I haven't seen it round my pond. This rare sunny spell of weather lasted until the 2nd day of August. I've just spotted a couple of tadpoles, and then by sheer chance a dragonfly is laying its eggs in the pond. I think it's a southern chaser.
You can actually see it laying eggs.
The weather has completely broken down, and on the 12th of August at 5 AM more heavy rain, but it's a warm wind at 18 degrees centigrade and a fairly stormy looking sunrise. I always need some sort of project, and today I was going to change my small rockery into a crevice garden. But the ants were very active and the male ants were leaving the colony, so I'll have to wait until things have quietened down. I spotted another dragonfly, and I think it's another chaser, and it's laying its eggs, and on closer examination it has a crushed wing. There are a couple of older dragonfly larvae cases on the pond edge, left as they've emerged from the pond. Now then. It's thorax, sorry. It's got a wing, it's shrivelling up. It can't fly. On the 13th of August, I noticed a few small froglets leaving the pond. Now this morning I've just seen several young frogs, so there are some in the pond and they are changing now. Didn't think we had any tadpoles left, but there's several little frogs hopping about. Also, at long last, a few butterflies on the buddleia, the first this year, red admirals and peacocks. And around the pond, the usual hoverflies and bees. Now the ant colony has settled down, I'll finish off the small crevice garden. On the 28th of August, Storm Lillian blew in, causing some light damage in the garden, but blowing down several large trees in our area. And that's how it's been up to today, the 28th of August. Rain at times and cloudy, with maximum temperatures around 15 degrees centigrade. In a nutshell, thoroughly miserable. Nothing worthwhile to film, so I'm leaving it until next month, when I hope there's something worthwhile to film again in our garden.